Link is already in the box. Just go ahead and let's get this party started. Enough talk.
It should not be a federal holiday, and I'm on my way to work. Have a good day.
Kirk has no problem putting his true beliefs about anyone who isn't a white rabbit conservative like him on full display.
You're going to remove my appendix and you're a black lesbian. See a black pilot, you wonder. You say, I hope they are qualified. Not worthy of godlike status. In fact, I think it's really harmful.
You do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously. You had to go steal a white person's slot to go be taken somewhat seriously. Play cut 52.
I'm going to trust the Lord. I know what we're saying is true. I was disappointed because I said, listen, guys, you could hate what I'm doing. You could criticize it.
I live like a capitalist every day. I live as a capitalist. Okay? I live what I believe. No. What do I do?
All white people are racist. I need to understand this because I have white people who support my work. They're going to watch this and say, wait a minute, Dr. Umar, I don't hate black people. I've never hurt a black. I don't belong to the Ku Klux Klan. I don't belong to any group who has as its focus the destabilization and destruction of black people or the black community. So that may be true. That may very well be true. But that does not disqualify you from being a racist. See, being a bigot is not the same as being a racist. When you are a bigot, you are emotionally connected to the belief that Africans need to be exterminated. When you are a bigot, you are emotionally connected to the belief that Africans are inferior. When you are a bigot, you are emotionally connected to the need to destabilize, hurt, and harm black people conscientiously in your daily life. You have to call the N-word. You have to make racial jokes and slurs when you are a bigot. I didn't say every white person was a bigot. I don't believe every white person is a bigot. I do know that every white person is a racist. So what is the difference, Dr. Umar? Rule number one, all white people are racist. What is the difference between the white bigot and the white racist? The difference is simply that the bigot hates you for being black. The racist simply wants to secure complete and total domination of resources, opportunities, and privileges for their own in-group. That's it. Racism is the business of monopolizing things that matter in the hands of white people. So a racist can like black people. A racist can listen to rap. A racist can sleep with you, marry you, have children with you, hang out with you. A racist can be your best friend if you so believe that. A racist can come around you, eat your chicken, your watermelon, whatever you want to do. This is why black people get so confused by the behavior of Europeans. This is why black people get so confused by the behavior of Europeans, because you think you have to hate me to be a racist. Get that out of your mind. No.
I want to shout out to Dr. Ifatunde. Want to definitely give a shout out to all of the supporters throughout the hemisphere, all around the world, etc., etc. and ain't nothing to say to the haters. Ain't nothing to say to the haters at this particular juncture. But this is not necessarily about Umar. This is about Charlie Kirk and his racism, and why should we mourn for a guy who had that much hatred for black people. And again, I said yesterday, he is no different. He is no different from a Richard Spencer. He is no different from any white colonizer, if you ask me. Just saying. Just saying.
No one has to hate you to be a racist. How many of you have had white people who
Like, but like I said, we're waiting for some people to come in here. Let's just go ahead and get it in. The link is already in the chat, so let's get it in.
cared about you to some extent still practice racism against you, and now you're totally confused. You're totally confused. You say, wait a minute, this person has helped me. I know they care. They've went out on a limb for me before, but yet and still they kept me from getting that job. Yet and still they stopped me from buying that house next door to them. We're friends. Why would you do that? Here's where we're messing up. When we deal with racism, there's three fundamental mistakes that African people make around the world in dealing with racism. Number one, we confuse racism with bigotry. It confuses us. It confuses us. Bigotry is not racism. It is an extension of it, but it's not the same. You can be a racist and not be a bigot. You can't be a bigot without being a racist. So that's number one. Number two, we fail to recognize that white people and every other race have an internal obligation to their own people that supersedes any petty personal relationship they have with blacks. This is a big reason why we don't get it. I want to say this again. White people, like every other race, Arabs, East Indians, Asians, Mexicans, Native Americans, every race except the African has a serious, stringent obligation to protect the interests of their own race. We're the only group who don't have that, especially in the United States. In the United States, Negroes are loyal to their professional associations, fraternal associations, and religious associations. They have.
And that's what I think he meant when he wrote that post yesterday on Instagram. He was talking about the Negroes that would sell out necessarily to the white power structure just to keep their money, just to keep their job, just to keep their good looks, just to keep whatever it has been handed to them, right? But I just think we took this whole thing too far, and now he's being called a coon. Far from that. Far from it. Far from anything that you have even put your mouth on. So I just think we went too far with that. Dr. Umar has done more for black folks than you can ever imagine. What up, Mahogany? Like I said, we're gonna get it, and we're gonna get it in today. Sorry I was late. Had some things I had to do. But link is in the chat box. If you want to come up and spit your concerns about Charlie Kirk, spit your concern about Umar, doesn't matter. We're gonna get it in today.
Have no loyalty to race. Hence why we are in the condition that we are in. Hence why we are in the condition that we are in. Europeans have an obligation to Europeans. Their friendship with you for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years is irrelevant. It's irrelevant. See, for every other race except the...
I do have a question, though. I do have a question, and I have a concern. Why is it that when we were best friends with white folks, you think that they have your best interest at heart, or they think that you're soft and inferior just because you've been hanging out with them for so long, and you like to spit your most intimate business to people that's been your best friend for I don't know how many years. Certain things you just need to keep to yourself. Certain things you need to keep to yourself. and like, or like, unless you had that conversation of why this, why that, like, why are black people so angry, and then we got to go through all this, and why are black people racist? I've been asked that. I've been asked that before. Why are black people racist? And I had to hit him with a counter, and I said, racism don't exist amongst our group. Never has, never will. Because we don't own, because simply put, we don't own the things that are inspired for us to aspire, are in need for, are in a need to expire for us to have. Like, for examples, like our own stores, our own community centers. I mean, not all community centers, because everybody has their own community centers, including the Asians. But I'm talking about the ones that if we throw $1 in there, I'm expecting interest. Hell, we don't even own satellites, due to the fact that this app, this very thing, YouTube, is not ours. Facebook, not ours. We're talking about a multi-million-dollar platform that is not ours. And we have the nerve, and white folks have the nerve to scream at us that we are racist towards them. It's kind of ironic. It's kind of ironic in the sense that that white folks will be screaming racism. So what should we scream? What should we scream? Just because we don't let you into our little groups, just because, you know, I mean, white folks make up a whole bunch of stuff, like Charlie Kirk stating that black folks make up 59% of the crimes. That's hogwash. Don't do the census. This is what I tell black people all the time. I even tell my Jamaican friends, do not fall for the census. Don't even have the people even fill out the census, because it's full of garbage. But yet we got people on the right and we got people on the left that because of this guy, we are separated. We are separated more than ever before. It's bad enough that we have ADOS. It's bad enough that we have FBA. Because none of you are lineage. The people before you were, but you are not privileged and you are not lineaged. But yet, the only thing that you have going for you, and this is the honest to God truth, is nothing, because you don't own nothing. And people don't want to face that reality. But yet you have one person who is trying his best. But I guess in the black community, best ain't good enough.
African, their encounter with a out-group member is a military engagement. Chinese are not going to tell Anglo-Saxons what they're up to. And the Anglo-Saxons are not going to help the Chinese, and the Chinese are not going to help the Anglo-Saxons if in helping them, it risks the agenda of their race.
Now, I want to remind you whose person you are protecting as it pertains to Charlie Kirk. I'm going to start from the beginning.
Have a good day.
Kirk has no problem putting his true beliefs about anyone who isn't a white, rabid conservative like him on full display.
You're going to remove my appendix and you're a black lesbian. See a black pilot, you wonder, you say, I hope they are qualified. If I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. I'm dealing with somebody in customer service who's a moronic black woman. I wonder, is she there because of her excellence, or is she there because of affirmative action? Thomas Sowell and Justice Clarence Thomas are far better black role models to celebrate
than Martin Luther King. Period. End of story. This guy is not worthy of a national holiday. He is not worthy of godlike status. In fact, I think it's really harmful.
You do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously. You had to go steal a white person's slot to go be taken somewhat seriously. Play cut 52.
I'm going to trust the Lord. I know what we're saying is true. I was disappointed because I said, listen, guys, you could hate what I'm doing. You could criticize it.
I live like a capitalist every single day, Shank. I live as a capitalist, okay? I live what I believe. No. What do I do? I get...
All white people are racist.
So that would be my question, right? Why do we have to share our intimate business with white folks just so they can share it back with their white friends? And another question is, why is it that we're so afraid to come together as a group? I think that's the obvious question. I mean, we already know what it is, but I want to know from you all, why do you think that we can't come together as a group? We have somebody in the queue. I think it's one of my good friends, Margaret.
Hey, sweetheart. I'm glad you always beat me before I can get to it. I did a live this morning about the Charlie Kirk situation, but I also talked about how other things happened that very same day that a lot of people just kind of glazed over because of the politics of it all. But in my live, I tried to just talk about just the issues with this country, like, you know, needing gun law reform and needing to educate the American people on mental health issues. But I was going to talk about the things that I found out about Charlie Kirk on the internet also, and I understand why a lot of Black folks feel a certain type of way about him. I completely understand. He's a racist, but the even though he's a racist, I don't think anybody deserves, which I know you're not saying this, I'm not talking about you. Just because he's a racist, I don't want to see anybody get shot in cold blood in front of the world, you know, where their wife and kids could see it and, you know, have to live it up every day. I don't think anybody, I don't think even the worst person on earth deserves that. So that's
you better watch out. You better watch out. You're going to end up getting called a coon. You better watch out. Yeah,
no, well, let me just say this. They can call me whatever they want. It's, you know, what you answer to. And I know me. I know that I live for Black folks, honey. I love us. I love people, period. But I definitely love my people. And I'm a very proud Black woman, so they can say whatever they want to say. My history, my movement speaks for itself. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just one of those people that is up here talking some stuff. I actually live it day to day. Mm-hmm. So I don't worry about what people say. But yeah, he's absolutely a racist. But do I think he deserved to get shot in cold blood and leaving behind 2 children? No, I don't. And I know you don't either. But there are people on the internet that are saying that, and that's not right. That's not godly. That's not right.
Well, here's the thing that I wanted to ask you. Do you think that we as Black people are in a spiritual and social turmoil? Like,
oh yeah, we have been for a long time.
Really fed up. Like enough is enough. Like, I mean, have you heard from the amazing Lucas?
Yeah, I haven't watched him in a while, but I do. I think I'm subscribed to him. I like Amazing Lucas. I like him. I don't, you know, but I will clearly say, because I don't know what you're about to say, even though I like people doesn't mean we always agree. Just like with you, I love you down to pieces, but we don't always agree on everything. So I don't know what he's been saying lately. I know he was tearing up the Manosphere's ass, and I jumped right on that boat. I said, you get him, boy, you get their ass. And I subscribed from that point forward.
Yeah, but again, I can understand, you know what I'm saying? What up, Young? I can understand where he's coming from, right? There comes to a point in time, and I even said this myself. There comes to a point in time that you're just gonna say, I'm just tired. I am tired of the criticism. I'm tired of being told that, well, you got to be better than everybody else. It's like, who the hell do you think you are? It's always reverse racism, but it ain't fun when the rabbit got the freaking gun.
Can I say? Oh, go ahead, sweetie. I'm
No,
sorry.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
One thing, there's ups and downs with getting older, as we both may know. But one thing that I am finding the older I get, and I realize it every day, when my grandmother used to say that there's peace, there's a gift of peace that comes when you're older. When I talk about peace, the peace is that you just don't give a damn. I honestly, the older I get, the less and less I care about what people think about me, the less I care about what people are going to think, what they're going to say. I don't care. If I know something to be true and I know that racism exists, then it doesn't matter if there's a million people and how many subscribers are on here saying that that's not true and I'm an idiot because I believe it. It doesn't matter. I can stand on it and stand firmly on it and confidently on it because I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Just say we don't care.
We do not. Oh, I'm sorry. We do not care.
We just do not care.
We do not care, honey. And yeah, so because I was listening to what channel was that? I was listening DJ Witch Doctor and Fantastic Mr. Fantastic, whom he be cooning. There's a lot of them. Hood conservative be cooning. Mr. Fantastic be cooning.
I heard Mr. Hood conservative yesterday when he was on Sharon's panel,
Child.
acting, how do these people do it? I mean,
well, you got to know the history of these people. I mean, I'm one of the few people that knows some history. I've seen Hood conservative. He had the nerve I think it was him that to cam up one time, and if you ever see him, you will see why he's angry at black women, because ain't a black woman with no goddamn eyeballs is gonna give Hood conservative at the time of day. Okay, he ain't got no choice but to date old washed up cougars.
I mean, he gonna call Venus out of her name yesterday. I'm like, damn.
But you know what? I don't even float on that side of town. On his side of town, I call it the please, begging white folks to be a part of their crew type of town. I don't. They're coons, all of them. All of them are coons, and I don't pay him no attention because I know he's not bringing nothing of quality to the conversation when it comes to black folks. This is a man that has declared that he can't stand black people, that has declared that he don't like black women. Why are you constantly having the conversations about black people with black people about black women? If you don't like us so much, carry your ass back on over to Whitesville where you want to be, honey. Make it make some sense. It doesn't. Hey.
Okay. With I want to go back to Charlie real quick because there's something breaking news interesting about his kill, and I want you personally to break this news if you know what I am about to go. If you know where I'm about to go with this, please let me know. Or just stop.
Well, you already exposed the fact that he's a racist. That's the only thing that
Oh no. We're not talking about him being just a racist.
Oh, well, that's the only thing I've been seeing clips, people proving that he's racist. Yeah.
Well, word allegedly has it that he's kind of zesty too.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Yeah. He's kind of zesty because the person that shot him is allegedly his lover, quote unquote.
Are you serious?
I'm dead ass.
Where did you get that from?
Eric, good friend of mine, Eric July, aka Ripper Universe, came out with that today. And this is all alleged. This is all alleged.
Okay, so we don't know for sure. Wow. But you know, nothing surprises. Let me tell you something. People nowadays, nothing surprises me, especially with politicians. We all know that their whole life is made. Do you know that you have people when they're even before they become politicians, when they're running for office, they're being told you need to get married because of the image. You need to get married. You need to have kids. So a lot of these people are in marriages and stuff that aren't real. You know, so nothing surprises me about. I'm not.
What are those
You know,
called?
huh?
What are those called? I think those are called what is it called again? Arranged marriages. Aren't they arranged?
Arranged and fake. This is all alleged, y'all. Hey, Miss Barbie, we just chit chatting. We don't know this to be fact for sure. So, but I'm saying it was nothing surprises me about anything in this world that we live in. We live in a wicked world, honey. We in trying times. We talked about this, and nobody talked about the two young people that was shot in that school shooting in Colorado.
No one cares about anything anymore. I mean, I can say that Trump could come to Carolina with troops, with army troops, and do this whole New World Order thing. Nobody would care. I specifically said that this was the famous four groups of YouTube. If we're not talking about black women, we're talking about bitches. If we ain't talking about bitches, we talking about hoes. If we ain't talking about hoes, we're talking about who? Umar Johnson. Those are the four food groups.
Well, this is the thing, because we're dealing with a lot of coons on here. When they include black women to be hoes and bitches at the same time, because that's how they see their own people. That's how they see themselves, and that's how they see their counterparts. So let's be very honest about it. That's how a lot of these people see black women, because they have no respect for themselves. So of course they don't have any respect for their counterparts. That's why I told you a long time ago when we first met, I said, you know what, I think I'm going to get away from the manosphere talking points. But unfortunately, some of it does has spilled over into real life situations. We've seen that. But I still try to stay away from it. I try to use the Hollywood, I'm trying to shine a light on Harley weirdo land and their abuse of young people and children, and the sexualization of young people and children, and their wicked kind of underground lifestyle that they have.
Woman, I listen to you almost religiously.
I listen to you religiously, and I got clips of you, by the way. I clipped your little behind.
Yeah, I know.
No, I didn't share it, but I do have clips of you.
It's okay. It's okay. But I listened to you the other day while I was at work, right? And you was just mad as hell. Like,
about what?
But of course, this goes back to, what was it? Fatty's the only person that I know when it comes to mind, when it comes to these, 12, 13, 14, 15, allegedly 16-year-old kids. If we were in a position in the laws where we could date a 16-year-old, and somebody allegedly said yes, and you were going completely off, and I said to myself, are we still doing this?
So it wasn't about that last live stream, wasn't about Fatty. Apparently there was somebody that went over to this other content creator. It happened again on another content creator named Drip, the Drip Squad show, which he's in trouble for stealing cash apps, honey. That's a whole nother thing. But right before that, there was a controversy over there with some cash apps. Well, not just cash apps, but somebody came on his panel asking that question. And I'm just saying, when people ask you that question, you need to be immediately offended, because why do they think you're creepy enough to do that? Why are they asking you that question in the first place? So that's what I was talking about.
And still, that's garbage. I mean, I literally am lost in the sauce on it, and it's good, and it's a good thing that I am, because normally, at one point in time, there was no YouTube, and there was no social media, period. If we came to find out that you even had that on your mind, you would have been in so much trouble. And it's just like when overseas that you would be shamed. You would literally be shamed right then and there. But we love to run and hide and say all types of dumb shit. I just think at this particular point, we just need to be careful. We just need to just be careful who we run into, especially in these YouTube streets. Just be careful. And oh, by the way, JP's an asshole. I forgot to tell you that too.
Oh, I already know that.
JP's a straight up asshole.
I know that.
I told you, boo. I asked you. I said, do you want me to say something? Because I will.
I don't need you to say something. He already met me. He already met me, honey, over there on which doctor. And I said enough. A person, and I use the term man. Excuse me, I'm lightly, very lightly. But a person like that don't move me and don't put no fear in me, because I mean, look at him. He's one of the most pathetic content creators I've ever seen in my life. He uses his own children, not because he shows his children, because I show my family. It's not because he shows his children, but he has no pride. He doesn't care about how he exposes these children, the way they dress, the way they look. He's not concerned about having them kept up and seen in a certain light. He don't give a damn about the way he's seen. But one thing I did notice a long time, and that's when I fell back, because I noticed how he talks to women, not just the woman under his roof, but all women. He went off on tyranny. He went off on several women, cussing them out like they were dogs in the street. So this is an abusive type man. But yet you got a racist white man up there saying that you don't even compete where you don't compare, honey, telling you that you are trash beneath his feet, and you sitting up there laughing and kicking and smiling and grinning. But you got all the smoke for all these black women. Black B, black this, I'll bust your head to the white meat. Oh, this nigga had all this to say to Mahogany Roots. But like I said, you don't move me. A nigga like you don't move me. First of all, if you could beg, borrow, and steal to get your ass down here to South Carolina, honey, to catch a plane or fucking a bus because you ain't got no car, you bum ass nigga. If you had to beg, borrow, and steal to get your ass down here to South Carolina, honey, make sure you wear a black suit, because your mammy gonna be burying your ass. You fuck around with Mahogany Roots, honey, because we don't play down here in the motherfucking dirty South, bitch.
Oh,
so no one is worried about Jay Prince doing a goddamn thing to Miss Mahogany Roots, honey. My name is well known in these streets, literally in these streets, not YouTube streets, but in the streets. And no bitch made motherfucker like Jay Prince could ever get near me. He could never get near me, honey. You know what I'm saying? The closest I gave him a fantasy, honey. His dick, excuse my French, his penis probably was on hard, because this is the closest he's ever going to get to Mahogany Roots, honey, hearing my voice on the YouTube, honey. He will never get close. Like I told him on Witch Doctor, he will never get a whiff of this coochie. So, of course, he's got to come up and try and attack me, because it's the closest he's going to get to Mahogany Roots. Bum ass.
And
hey y'all,
amen to that. Okay, all right, we can go to nuts, and we're gonna go to little dicks and all this type of shit. Not smart. I'm
trying to keep it clean for the people, honey. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Oh, I told you I was gonna act ignorant today. I was gonna act ignorant. When you get enough people, I'm gonna act a damn fool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
especially when it comes to this Charlie thing. I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, not everybody knew who he was. Everybody.
I didn't. I had to research. And I'm glad I waited, because like I said, I did a very respectful live, just saying, rest in peace and to pray for his family. And I'm glad that I didn't know much about him before I did the live stream, because once I went back and researched him and saw all the footage of all the racist things that he said, but still, nonetheless, nobody deserves to get shot down in in front of the world, in front of their children and wife watching.
You
Nobody
coon! How
Yeah.
dare you? You're supposed to celebrate his death. You're
No,
supposed
we
to
not.
celebrate.
Let me tell you, I am a proud Black woman, but I'm a child of God first, and I'm a believer and a follower, honey. And if I say I'm a child of God, I got to follow His ways, honey. And there's nothing that's not Christian like. That's not godly. And I'm gonna be a woman of God before I'm anything else. You understand? Yes, I can read a Negro down. I can curse a Negro out, honey. But at the end of the day, like I said on my own show, Mahogany Roots her knees hit the ground, honey, every day before I make any move. Before I say anything, do anything to anybody, I get to praying about it first. Now, don't mess with me. Don't threaten me now. If you threaten me, you get what you get. But
Look here, woman. Look here, woman. Don't let me have to go lying on you.
Well, J Pence threatened me, and that's why he got what he got. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't threaten me, when you come at me with like you got some sense, we can have a conversation. We can have a conversation for sure.
Well, I'm gonna come at you right here and right now on the We-On-Loc channel. When you make moves, when you make dance moves like that, girl, move them hips, move them.
Oh no! So he talking about my video, y'all. Y'all, that was a practice video. I never did do the. First of all, I did a practice video, which was better than the short video that I put up. But now we're on to a whole different dance challenge. So I thought about doing it again, but I was in the middle of practicing and the music wasn't playing. I put the music on after. You don't understand. I was practicing. Okay, I couldn't move, honey.
All right. Well, I got something for you.
Okay.
I hope you're prepared for this. This is one of the things that I talk about, right? Or I talked about yesterday, and how we're very, very divided, all because of this guy. But I'm sure you heard of Michi X, right?
Yeah, I know who Michi X is.
Lord child.
Yeah, is y'all really serious? Are you really fucking serious? Like, Charlie Kirk is dead, and all I keep seeing online from other Black people is chastising Black people for celebrating or not having any sympathy that this man is dead. First of all, you're talking about a man who clearly says that racism doesn't exist. He is clearly a racist person. He says that we don't deserve reparations. Yeah, that big old spiel. We didn't do anything to you, so why should we have to pay you? I don't know. Just like we didn't do anything to the Jews in the Holocaust, but America constantly give Jews money for the Holocaust. I don't know. Just like we didn't do anything to the Asians, but during COVID, it was a such thing called Asian hate. And remember, they gave reparation checks to them, money to help them out because they said they were receiving so much hate. Last time I checked, I didn't put my hands on any motherfucking Asians. As a matter of fact, last time I checked, we got a lot of videos at that time of Asians putting their hands on Black people in their nail salons, but I guess we've all forgotten that, right? But we don't deserve any reparations. So at the end of the day, why do we have to give a fuck about this man? And what's amazing to me is that this is a white man that was killed by a white man at a white school surrounded by white people. This is called white on white crime. What does this have to do with us? Why do I keep seeing titles and videos on YouTube, folks going around Umar Johnson in his goddamn statement? Umar, shut up, okay? Umar, you should be quiet. Talk about the school or don't talk about nothing else. You got the leader of the Coons, Anton Daniels, who always got something to say about Black people. Nigga, I don't know how you look at yourself in the mirror and be okay with the man that you are, because I know that you hate your Black ass face, okay? The way that you're always talking about Black people. And it's funny how when Black people talk about Black people like we're so bad, they exclude themselves like, you're not Black too. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. But
Can you pause it? I was going to say, can you pause it? Honestly, I agree with what she's saying. I agree with every single thing she's saying. Let me explain to you. Let me explain to you what I'm talking about. Because like I said, I did a separate show today. I did not address anything having to do with him personally, because the live was not about him personally. The live that I did today was showing, like I said, several people lost their lives that same day. 2 children were shot at a school in Colorado that nobody talked about. A 16-year-old young man with mental illness killed an 18-year-old that was about to graduate. Then we had a bus accident where I believe 9 people passed away. But this situation trumped everything because I believe of the politics involved. They wanted to say, oh, this person was an extreme leftist, or this person was an extreme that, instead of dealing with the issues in this country, which is the gun laws that need to change, and dealing with mental illness awareness, and people, not everybody having access to a weapon, and doing screenings. Like I said, more gun control. America does not want to deal with that. But I'm going to say a few things, and that I know you have to pass it to the person on the panel. I agree with her when she said that this is white on white. This is absolutely white on white crime. But the issue, whether it's white on white crime or whatever type of crime it is, it does affect, it affects us all. Because whenever there's like a mass shooting, the bullet knows no color, no name, no age, no sex. It knows nothing. So that's why I say it goes back to us dealing with the real issue, which is gun control and mental health awareness, mental health education, and better mental health laws and stricter laws for guns. Another thing that she said that I absolutely agree with. I don't know what Dr. Umar said, but I will say he has his own issues he needs to deal with. So I won't talk about that because I don't know what he said according to this issue. But I will say everybody has a right to chime in. This is something that happened in our country. We have a right to talk about it. But we are still waiting on an answer from him. I'm just saying. And then another thing she said, the last thing that she said that I agree with is, for me, I'm not telling Black folks, you got to support this white man that got up here and talked crap about you and was clearly racist. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying for me, that's why my video was, and for people who believe like me, people who are believers in faith, I'm not going to throw no party that somebody is shot in cold blood in front of their wife and kids and they're watching from afar. I'm not going to throw no party. That's against my faith. I don't believe in that. But at the same time, I'm not criticizing other Black people who choose not to do it. Just like with that George Floyd situation, there were Black folks saying they're not going to march for him because a video came out where he was disparaging Black women. Don't march for him if you don't want to march for him. But at the same time, if there's people that want to show that movement support, because it is, like I said, on a larger scale, if they can do this to a Black man in front of the world and nobody give a damn about it, that doesn't look good. So don't discourage other people that want to support the movement. So I actually agree with what she just said 100%. I'll be quiet.
What it up, Blaze?
Hello.
Ross.
Hey, greetings, one and all. Loc and
Yes,
mahogany roots.
Yes, sir.
Blessings,
Yes, sir.
blessings. Yeah, man. Yeah, I was just listening to the dialogue and everything, and whatnot. I guess what she's saying, the messed up thing about it, even though yes, it was a white on white crime, and it may not have really anything to do with us, somehow it's still our fault. That's
right.
That's such the crazy thing about this. The anger right now is towards Black people. Like we did this guy something. And that's the messed up part about that. Like, it's like we somehow get dragged into it. Even though,
Right.
yes, some of us have our little opinion, and the reason we may have our opinion because this guy was very controversial. The things he used to say was very controversial in a way, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And a lot of things was racist to me, you know what I mean? It's like really
It
racist
was.
to me.
He was a
Right.
racist. Yes.
Right. But I will say this though. Look, I ain't trying to say like I fully agree with Dr. Umar on that, but I agree with him because I could understand where he's coming from. He didn't say that we couldn't think just to celebrate, because you have to realize this man is a public speaker. Dr. Umar is a public speaker. If I jump up here and like, oh yeah, good, he get I am opening up something. I got to chat very lightly because now I am a public speaker. I have to think about responsibility too. I go to a lot of these blacks, Dr. Umar don't really go to white people thing. He go to black people thing. You understand? So if there is a vitriol for him or somebody wants to retaliate because he celebrated this man's death, guess he's gonna jeopardize and put other black people in problems too as well. You know what I'm saying? Because white people right now are looking for blood right now. They have to shut down the HBC, the historically black colleges.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because of death threats and whatever. So as I say, I kind of agree to a degree. Yes, I think he's just trying to be responsible because he is a public orator. He is a public speaker, and us too. We gotta be careful too because we do it as well. We are like public speakers as well. So if we, as much as I don't appreciate the guy or like what the guy does be saying, you know what I'm saying? I too have to kind of be a little accountable and be like careful like this, and I can't just jump up and say, hey, you know what I mean? Hey, or put it out there. Maybe in my heart or in my mind, like, you know what, he get what he get. But I can't just jump out there and say, hey, good for him. Yeah, he's a devil, he this and that. You know what I mean? Because
host a whole party. I'm talking about hosting a whole party. And on his behalf that he got a bullet to the neck. I mean, but I do say it's kind of karma-ish because what you put out on the atmosphere is what you get back. That's what I do.
Yeah. And I agree with Roz. I agree with you, Roz. That's a good standpoint. Like, you're right, Dr. Umar is a public. That's why I say he has a right to speak on this. We all do.
Right. As I said, I think he's just trying to be responsible because for some reason, all of a sudden, it's black people's fault. I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? So now it compels you to kind of like, okay, hey, I gotta like maybe defend myself a little bit. Like, no, listen, you know what I mean? So now you can have a bunch of mixed opinions because I really didn't, it somehow didn't have much to do with us. It is, the white on white crime. What they don't like, well, they like to sneak sweep under the rug.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The white on white crime, like they like to sneak under the rug because the other day this white guy just shoot up a school.
I talked about that.
Yep. You did mention it. He shoot up a school and like this is little children. Where's the real, lowering the flag or you know what I'm saying or whatever. If you want to, the presidents want to speak on something. This is little children. A man just went and kill up little children. Really, I see that as being very, very serious.
Trump likes to bring up the simple fact that we have black folks here in America who are very, very violent. Well, what about the white folks that are very, very violent? I have not heard him not one time mention anything about white violence in America. Have you? I have not.
Well,
and this is when I'm talking about the bigotry in America, and you want us to stand by and absolutely say nothing and praise an American flag that obviously is very, very tainted. American society is very, very tainted. And by the way, anybody caught burning an American flag, that's a year in jail.
So I'd like to just add on, and I'll probably hop down and get back in the chat. I'm enjoying this so much. I hope you and Mr. Roz keep this going. But
you can stay. I don't know. You gotta go.
We-On-Loc. No, I stay kind of busy. I've got a lot of things going on. But basically, I barely had time to come up here. But I want to say this: white people, and I'm talking about even the good ones. White people have a hard time looking at themselves like through clear glasses. The truth of the matter is that nobody has been more fucking violent than the white man all over the world. That is fact. That's not me being mean. That's not me being racist. That is true freaking facts. And the ones that are scholars know this to be true, and they will say so out their own mouths. I repeat that no one has been more violent has committed more crimes all over the world, from stealing this land that we're sitting in right now, that we're sitting on right now, to from raping and robbing and conquering the whole freaking world. No one has been more brutal than the white man. Now let's keep it to hell real. But see, Trump is ignorant as he is, but he's ignorant and he's arrogant. And at the same time, he is let's make no mistake about it. He might be wealthy. He's also a thief, but he is an ignorant ass white man. So when he speaks, we can't give no credence to the things that he say, because he really don't know shit. He's trash. He is trash that somehow made it rich. But I don't take him seriously. I don't take nothing he say to be to be powerful at all. He is an ignorant ass old white man. That's what he is to me.
you know, I want to see, you see that whole, you see, no, look, just 2 days ago or whatever, never forget, you know what I'm saying? The Twin Towers just pop up, never forget. But we somehow, as you say, we somehow supposed to be forgetting about what the atrocities that be happening to us. You know what I'm saying? And as far as the freedom of speech, look now, here we go. This man just got killed, unalive or whatever, for his freedom of speech. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, yeah. No, when it comes to us now, they're checking to see, what's, like, okay, like this whole immigration thing, as far as like when you come back in the airport, they're checking you, hey, what you have in your Facebook, what, you know what I mean? To see where you stand on maybe on political views or whatever. Look, all of a sudden now our people don't have the freedom to be you know, to disagree with your politics.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But here's a man who just, you know what I'm saying? So it has to go for all. Like, because I have to be able to disagree with your politics without getting killed or scrutinized, or without you maybe saying, I'm going to kick you out of here, or whatever the case is. You know what I'm saying? But look, now a person has been, you know, unalive for his opinions or whatever, something like that.
But again, it goes back to all of his talking points and the karma that comes with that. Now, again, we have nothing to do with that. We have nothing to do with me personally. If it was that bad to the point where I have to do something, he'll probably be slapped in the face or kicked in the stomach or kicked in the throat or something like that. But not a bullet to the head. Not a bullet to the head, not a bullet to the neck. Because we all know if that were to go down, me personally, we are already in a race war. This would be 10 times as worse as a black man pulling the trigger. This would be far worse. And for the simple fact that we're getting blamed anyway for his death, it is almost a certain that that most of us will get dealt with at some point in time, because we already got all these conservatives from the right saying that they're going to do something to us, that we fired the first shot. I'm like, who are you talking about? Who are you talking to? Us, we didn't do not a damn thing. But you were looking at us all along, because how smart we are, because how intelligent that we are, and because how disorganized we are, that you figure we're not going to do anything anyway. So why don't we just get rid of our worst enemy, which is us included? We're just going to blame them anyway, because even though it was a white man that did it, and possibly his allegedly his lover, by the way, but I'll get to that different live stream. That was your intention all along. You know what I mean?
Right. Did you see that governor who made that statement? Like, he almost wanted to be somebody else. Did you see that?
I've seen plenty of people make statements.
No,
I've seen dudes
this was a
lose it.
state official. It's like a governor or some. I forgot his name, but he was making like I prayed. I thought it was somebody outside of our community, somebody who was from another country. Like he really wanted it to be somebody. And this was some governor or some mayor. I don't remember, but I have to look for the video to see who it was. But it was like this guy is saying this, really?
Yeah, I believe it. I truly believe it. And you got people flying flags and celebrating.
I'm still in here, Lock. Okay, I'm still in here. Just give me a minute. I'm doing, in case you don't hear me say anything. I'm just doing something quick, but I'm here.
Cool. I can play. Let me see. While you're doing something, I can definitely play this because this is the reactions with a S plural to all the other constituents who basically you got some people falling for this guy. You got some people who just celebrate his death. Let's take a listen.
Mean nothing. Charlie Kirk had to go out of his way to spit the kind of hatred and vitriol that he spent years spitting. And it ultimately led to his early and untimely demise. It costs you nothing to be kind. It costs you nothing to be empathetic. It costs you nothing to think of your neighbor. And those efforts that cost you nothing are usually rewarded tenfold. So ultimately, y'all have a choice to make. You can continue down the pathway of hatred and division and accept the consequences of that with open arms, regardless of what those consequences are. They don't always have to be lead to the neck. It could be something else. Or you can take a hard, long look at yourself in the mirror and make the choice to let go of the hatred that fuels you, because ultimately it only leads one place.
He called himself a defender of the Constitution, a patriot who would never bend to woke mobs. But when the subject turned to race, that's where the mask slipped. Kirk dismissed systemic racism as a hoax. He sneered at protests against police brutality, calling them performance theater. He pushed the Great Replacement narrative, the idea that Democrats want to import immigrants to make America less white. He pointed to Oprah and Obama as proof that racism is overblown. And when mass shootings happened in black communities, he shrugged them off as gang violence rather than a symptom of systemic neglect or a country drowning in guns. He told Black America, stop complaining, stop blaming the system, stop playing victim. And now, the man who told others not to cry foul has been felled by the same violent system he swore was safe.
George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, the two Democrats that got murdered in their home this year deserved it. How dare you even speak his name? Do you know that Charlie Kirk died for your sins?
If you are a left-leaning, white tea, liberal creator, and I see you crying, boo-hoo crying that Charlie Kirk got assassinated, I'm looking at you real different. Because the way Charlie Kirk was homophobic, transphobic, hated women, was against women having control over their own anatomies. This man said more mass pew-pewings need to happen. He said this out his own mouth. And y'all crying over that man? And I saw a couple of y'all was sitting here talking about some, I feel bad for their kids. What about our kids? I'm a political creator. Some of y'all would like to call me that. My daughter and my newborn baby gets threatened to get straight fruited every 2 business days. None of y'all cried or made a video about it. Like at all. But we crying about Charlie Kirk. Low-key, that kind of makes me feel away.
Let's pause for a second.
Yeah, let's definitely pause for it. Well, that's what mainly what you're gonna get. You're gonna get the right as well as the left. What are Montrese? You want to come up on the panel? Let's get it in. Let's get it in, fam. But yeah, I completely concur with the last guy. when you throw drama out there, when you throw rhetoric such as racism doesn't exist, what you're thinking in your brain is you have this you have this this objectory in your brain, as if to say this country is full of opportunities and you just got to be the first in line to compete. We've been trying to compete for a millennia. We've been trying to compete with other ethnicities for a very, very long time, and each time a goalpost is being moving. Well, you have mayors, you have senators, you have even the presidents. Okay, well, what about the rest of America? What did Obama do? What did Obama do systemically to make sure that black change was going to happen? What did he do? What did he do systemically? I get sick and tired of you Obama lovers. Man didn't do nothing, okay? He went after a man who clearly didn't have nothing to do with the bombing of the trade centers. Yes, I said it. Literally had nothing to do with the bombing of the trade centers. Absolutely nothing. But yet we praise this man all day, and we want to put him on the faces of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and Medgar Evers and Frederick Douglass, Marcus Garvey's. We want to put him on the face of that Thurgood Marshalls. We want to put him on poster boards and paintings for doing absolutely nothing. He did the little small shit. What is the little small stuff going to do for us systemically? Is it going to move? If I'm going to give $1, I want that dollar to be created with interest. I want interest. I want cluck for my buck. You get what I'm saying? So rest in peace, Charlie. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. But damn that, we got our own situation to worry about. We have been more divided. We have been more divided more than ever because of this nonsense. Because of this nonsense. And I'm gonna read once again. I'm gonna read once again, and I'm gonna put it up for people to hear what Umar had to say. And I already expressed how I felt, but I'm gonna read it aloud. While I did not agree that Mr. Kirk's rhetoric and considered him to be a anti-black bigot, I will never rejoice the loss of life of anyone who hasn't directly participated in unalivings in the members of the black African race. I am ashamed to see members of my community celebrating meaning throwing a party. Celebrating, we ain't got nothing. Celebrating when we ain't got nothing to celebrate about. We literally got nothing to celebrate about. Where are your networks? Where are your distributions? Where are your hospitals? Where are your schools? Are you generating money? Is that money generating 8 to 12 times? What are we celebrating? Do we create our own mansions? Do we create our own homes? Do we create our own automobiles? Where are the so-called rich? Where is so-called rich America? And I also said this. I said this to E5. I said, when is when? When would there be a time where black people really stand up for each other? When will that day be? When will that day come? Because right now in society, we are totally split up. No, well, not totally, but it's getting there. So, some praise this man. Some of them didn't like this man, but they didn't want the harm that was being done to him, the assassination part. And then there are those who flat out is pulling out the cake and the ice cream. They're pulling out the cake and the ice cream, and they're just going at it, boy. They say some say rest in peace, some say rest in piss. I will never ask you to mourn the loss of an enemy of our race, but to celebrate an unaliving is completely unacceptable. We all know too well that the greatest recipient of political assassinations in this country have been our own people. What he meant by that was we meant by the coons and the coonettes of society. That's what he meant. He meant nothing else. The coons and the coonettes, and of course, some of you people who think you're so freaking slick with it. He didn't mean you. He didn't mean me. He didn't mean anybody else but the ones I just described. Stop laughing at the misfortune of others and get prepared. Political assassinations have returned to the United States Confederacy in these deep states. So if you had a problem with what he stated, then by all means, instead of going at him and calling him a coon, which he is far, far from that, I suggest you look in the mirror and look at yourselves and see what I can do right here and right now, because as far as I'm concerned, Black America is in trouble. Black America is in trouble. And I'm going to say this so you'll know. The people from the right have more guns than you. And they have more resources than you. What are you going to do if and when, say for the sake of argument, if and when we do have a race war, right? Oh, we'll get our licks in. Oh, for sure we'll get our licks in. But so will they. A loss of life will be for no reason, and they can just simply fire on you. We have no base to retrieve to. We barely have any food that's healthy for us. And all they have to do is just shut down our food supply. Shut down our food supply. We'll be limitless on bullets. We don't even create our own bullets. So what are we planning on doing? We don't have leader. We don't even have leadership. Who's your leader? Who's going to lead you to? Who's going to lead you to paradise? I know people who will lead you to destruction, but who's going to lead you to paradise? We have no Martin Luther Kings. We have no Malcolm. They're all gone. What can we do as Black people? Well, I'll tell you what we're not good at. Let me tell you what we're not good at. We're not good at listening. We're not good at listening to each other, let alone a Black woman. So there's your problem right there. Before we can address what can we do, I suggest we talk about what there you are. I suggest what we should do is listen to the opposite sex. The people in our own leadership, people in our own communities. But no, you don't. It's so hard to listen to a woman nowadays because men have such big egos, or lack thereof. We have another person up in the panel. He has the fortitude, and he's also a brother. Give it up for Montrese.
What's up, man?
I haven't seen your black ass in a long time. Where the hell you been?
Shit, off of here.
I don't blame you. I don't. Oh no! Wait! Let me address this nut, not you, T-Bone. Let me address Mr. Charleston White. You have completely wasted your time and your viewership listening to a bum, a crackhead like Charleston White. This is the same man that most of you praised. Let's say he can do something for y'all. He doesn't want to. He hasn't done anything for you other than make fun of you. Wasted your time and mine. This is the same man that ended up in jail, in prison for whatever stupid ass reason, I forgot. But they came out in good behavior and started, kissing the ass of all his masters. And then when he couldn't get the attention of the black community, he went somewhere else with it. Now he is worth the price of admission. And the other day, he goes to Tupelo, Mississippi, that campus over there, acts a freaking fool, walks off, and tells black people that I don't support y'all. White people support me. Then why are you there? Oh, somebody made a mistake. But you took the money. You took the position, didn't you? You took the position. But you wasted your time, and you obviously think that Umar or you think that Charleston White could be a match for Umar in the debate department. I would love for y'all to step that up. But he ain't got time for that. The time for the here and the now is right now. And you wasted too much damn time. Go ahead, man.
I agree with that 100%. Nah, but you don't want to do that, man. Charleston White, he'd get completely destroyed, man. Trying to go up against him in any type of debate.
Crackhead can debate his ass, but that's beside the point. We've wasted merely too much time, and now we have to worry, instead of worrying about our children getting better education, because let's just face it, you're getting more people homeschooling their children.
Yeah.
And you got all this crap that's going on in Washington, Chicago, pretty soon Florida, pretty soon Utah. You already have martial law in California. I was in California months ago, right? And they had the riots over there, but they shipped most of the immigrants out of there. So, but because of, I think it's called immigrant reform, who's gonna continue to grow your crops for you?
Right.
But because of these tariffs, they are completely tearing up America. And for the people of Canada who aren't coming back here into the United States for tourism, and even Japan for tourism, you have people losing their jobs. All because of this nut that wants to take vengeance upon America. It's not just the money, it's the vengeance. And you want me to feel sorry for a piece of trash like Charlie Kirk? I mean, again, I'm not advocating violence. Maybe you would, because you did say, Montrese, with Donald Trump situation, a little bit to the right. You did say that.
Listen, man. I just say this. I enjoyed what I saw, bro.
Oh, you talking about Charlie? Okay.
No, listen, I'm not even talking about assassination. I'm just talking about the people that celebrated after dude got shot, they celebrated. It was people in that crowd that was celebrating. Like, forget about little old me. The people that was celebrating, that was there, that enjoyed everything that happened. They like, oh, that was AI. No, those was real people celebrating his death.
And his last words were what? Something about black on black crime. And then
gang violence or something.
Gang violence, yes. Gang violence. Like that wasn't smart, but then terrorist struck and there he went. But here's what's interesting. Here's what's interesting about it. No one's talking about how white folks were celebrating on his death.
Right.
But they look at us.
Yeah, they try to blame us.
What first of all, what's the population in Utah when it comes to black people?
Right, it's very low. I think it was like what was it? It was it's something crazy. It's something real low. Might have been 13%. Something low as hell.
Something of that. I mean, I only know but I don't know but one person in Utah, but I ain't gonna even mention that. We're talking about a white town, a Republican state, a white campus with a white man getting shot by another white man. Where was the blacks in all this?
Nowhere to be found.
Nowhere to be found.
And you know what? And I told my little cousin, listen, because he do that political shit. I'm like, look, bro, this ain't got nothing to do with us.
No. But you got white man just losing it. It's like, okay.
Sit back and watch the show.
Sit back and watch the show.
Because this ain't nothing but this is white on white crime. This ain't got nothing to do with us.
But I'm just saying though, don't be surprised. Do not be shocked if you get some hillbilly or some smart ass or whoever coming at us real grimy. I mean, I'm prepared for it. I don't know about you, but I'm definitely prepared for it. But I live in a city where everybody loves everybody.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
weirdly when we all get drunk, but that's beside the point.
Hey man, if a hillbilly want to act up, I'm gonna act up with him. But that's on them, man. I just don't like I forget the lady's name, but they ran up on her and they was interviewing her. She was like, "This is Democratic," and she was trying to blame Democrats for the assassination. And I'm like, the dude that shot him was a red hat. What are you talking about?
Wait. Who?
Some lady, man. Some white lady, Caucasian lady. They ran up on her and they asked her about the assassination, and she just started going off on Democrats. She like, this is the Democrats. Like, nah, that was a red hat. I was a 22-year-old white kid from a good home that decided to go in mama's room and grab the rifle and shoot dude. And he was MAGA. These were MAGA people that did this. Like, this ain't got nothing to do with Democrats. And I ain't, listen, man, it be your own people. It be your own people. That Republicans are so perfect, man, but they out here taking each other out.
Yeah. And rightfully so. I encourage people to scale back and start working. Oh, Margaret Taylor Greene. I encourage people to take a scale back. Just mind your own freaking business until it's time not to mind your own business.
Right. Yeah.
Until it's time.
But this problem with them.
But I had some stupid ass coming here the other day talking about no, this is America. We all are business. I'm like, no, you are not. I was like, if black folks get into a fight, why are white people always in our business?
Right.
If something happens in black hand, why are white people just infiltrating? I ain't never stepped into a white on white battle. I've never stepped into a white on white fist fight before. I always said this is pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's their problem.
This is pretty cool. Yeah, exactly. But I mean, again, we have our own issues to deal with HBCUs possibly closing down or slowing down to the point, because of all this, because of what happened. I mean, most of them are going to be closing anyway because they can't. It's not because of the money; it's because of the grades. You literally have a situation where white folks don't want you in their town anyway. So gentrification is up and rising once more. You have Donald Trump going into Chicago with army troops because he feels that the mayor of Chicago is not doing his job. And it's only a matter of time before your city gets visited by troops who are coming into American soil. But the one thing that we're worried about as black folks is how many women, how many throat goats Umar's had today. How many black women are going to submit to men's because they don't know how to act, or they are unruly. If I recall, it was not Cyrus, Osiris. It was Osiris that resurrected a man. It was Osiris that resurrected a man. In Horus, resurrected a man because his brother Seth tore him apart. But his wife, his girl or wife or whatever, ended up putting him back together again. Without a woman, I'm just going to straight out say it, we're fucked.
Exactly.
We are fucked.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro.
I have no doubt in my mind that us men have the capabilities and as well as the testosterone, as well as the strength to destroy our enemies. But there's a difference between brains and bronze, and strategy always helps, and smartness always prevails. Offense gets the glory, but defense wins the game. And what happens when we pass on, huh? What happens if we pass on? Because particularly women live longer than men. So what happens when we pass on? God forbid that we still have our women by our side. What would you do? Are you not going to teach her things? If she had learned it from her father, go ahead, man. This is some ungrateful group of people, man. Ungrateful group of people.
I mean, to add to what you saying, without a woman, it ain't no life, bro. So,
yeah, I remember. I remember that Ali said like Martin Luther King wasn't fit to be what he was. Like, what the hell? So
just the fact that no, bro, like just the fact that it was a white man speaking on MLK, I'm like, first off, man, yo, that dude is piggybacking off of what these dumb young black people have been saying about MLK. He was just piggybacking off of that. Because I'm like, I'm sitting back like, yo, where was all of this energy for MLK years ago? Wasn't nobody saying nothing bad about MLK until now.
there are some things that I agreed, and there are some things that I disagreed.
But what I do know is that ain't nobody perfect. Yeah, MLK made mistakes, but a lot of people make mistakes. And he's sitting there talking about MLK. I'm like, well, let's talk about your history of people and what they've done. You don't want to talk about that though, do you? But he can't talk now because he up out of here. So,
well, I mean, he did mention. I mean, I played it clear. I mean, it's clear as day because again, I didn't know the man. I seen the face, but once I heard him speak, I said he's no different from Richard Spencer. He's no different from Sean Hannity. He's no different from Bill O'Reilly. He's no different from Rush Limbaugh. He's no different from any of these guys.
just talk about your people. Like, I'm just saying, like, you talk about your people. MLK, MLK been gone for years, man. Why is we even speaking on him like that? He gone.
But you know the difference between Charlie Kirk and JFK? The difference in between is that at some point in time, JFK had a relationship with some blacks in the United States. Mm-hmm. And he was assassinated due to some uncover-ups from the elites that obviously people kept framing Joe Hoffa for it, and I'm like, I ain't got nothing to do with that. He ain't had nothing to do with it. Charlie Kirk got assassinated because allegedly he was zesty. Allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly. We don't know the real. It will uncover over time. But I'm telling you, I would not be surprised. I would not be shocked. Oh no, sir.
Me neither.
Because it's strange. It's strange in white America. It is so strange. Listen to this.
A lot of people are going to be saying Happy Juneteenth. It should not be a federal holiday, and I'm on my way to work. Have a good day.
Kirk has no problem putting his true beliefs about anyone who isn't a white rabid conservative like him on full display.
You're going to remove my appendix and you're a black lesbian. See a black pilot, you wonder, you say, I hope they are qualified. If I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. I'm dealing with somebody in customer service who's a moronic black woman. I wonder, is she there because of her excellence, or is she there because of affirmative Thomas Sowell and Justice Clarence Thomas are far like status. In fact, I think it's really hard. You do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously. You had to go steal a white person's slot to go be taken somewhat seriously. Play cut 52.
I'm going to trust the Lord. I know what we're saying is true. I was disappointed because I said, listen, guys, you could hate what I'm doing. You could criticize it.
I live like a capitalist every single day, Shank. I live as a capitalist, okay? I live when I believe. No. What do? I get...
All white people are racist.
There's your evidence.
Mm-hmm.
You see, it's like
I mean,
you have an opportunity. You have your opportunities. You're gonna have opportunities like everybody else does. It's like, oh, really? Like I look around all these cities in every state, every other state that I have been in. I don't know about you, but I'm talking about me. Every state, every city that I've been in, we are nowhere to be found. Very little do you see any of us anywhere. But you see a whole lot of whites, a whole lot of Hispanics. I'll say it again. You'll see a whole bunch of whites and a whole bunch of Hispanics and a very few token blacks. Very few. And you saying that we're not quite. Well, hey, Montrese, what was the thing where when you was trying to get a professional job and they said you were underqualified and you actually went to get educated, got your degree, then they gave it to the person that was going to hire you, but then they said that you were what? Overqualified, right?
Facts.
Every fucking goalpost is being moved.
Everyone.
But I say this. Agree or disagree with Umar and what he does. There's one word that people should follow. And one word that no one has yet on any type of panel discussed what black people as a whole should do other than argue what lineage we owe or who owns what lineage. And that is organizing. We're not organized. We don't own anything. What other than what? And you got the nerve to make fun of an immigrant coming in here and actually working. He's working to feed his family. We struggling trying to get jobs or struggling trying to hold on to them.
Trying to hold on to them.
But now because of this tariff situation, we just nearly have our heads above water because I tell you here, I don't know about anywhere else, but here people have 7 million people got let go.
It's a lot of people.
There ain't no tourism here. There is no tourism here. There's no tourism, no nothing here. You can't sell anybody anything. And we can't kick nobody out necessarily because we're just going to be just losing customers and everything is going to be dead. Everything's dead. There used to be like big tourism. Listen, only on the weekends, right? Only on the weekends do you see like a flex of people, but last year and the year before, it was heavy. It was totally heavy. You couldn't even walk the strip without knocking into somebody. Now there's just too much room. A little room here and a little room there. Like, this is how crazy it is. You remember the pandemic, right? When the pandemic happened, there was no one in sight. It's almost like that on the weekdays, where there's nobody in sight. I'm afraid because we got the next 3 years with this guy. The person that you said it's a little bit to the right. Blaze, what can we do? What can we do, Blaze? What can we do?
Why? Listen, we have a serious psychological problem that we need to really reflect and look at ourselves. And, just as I was talking earlier about you're saying like being on leadership and thing, we have such a state of mind where we reject leadership with our own community. You know what I'm saying? We have like a very deep psychological issue where we don't take kind to leadership. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it's coming from us, our own, you know what I mean? We want to always be objective to it or like totally rebellious to it, but we need some sort of leadership, a plan, as you'd be saying, where's our plan so that we could start really creating our institutions? You know what I'm saying? Listen, the cost of freedom is not free. The cost to rule our destiny is not free. We will have to pay for it, whether it be in whatever currency we think, but we have to do it. You know what I'm saying? We have to do it, or else we're going to always be in this little predicament that we're in right now.
Oh, okay. I have a question for you, Ali.
Yeah.
You always claim Umar to be a scammer. Then you might as well add
really?
you might as well add in. I'm just saying you might as well add in any and everybody on that list. Charleston White, Tariq Nasheed, even Yvette Cornell, right?
But Charleston White is a little different thing. This dude just pop out of nowhere and end up being public speaker. He ain't about he ain't about nothing to me, really. He just fighting with college students the other day. I don't even know why they bring that man there. Seriously.
But my point is, out of all the people and there's more too, out of all the people I just described, who has actually done the work? Who has absolutely, positively tried and
doing the work
and done the work?
Who's doing the work right now?
Who's doing the work is my question. Out of all these individuals, can you name one? You can't. You cannot. Umar is the closest thing. Is the closest thing to doing something as a scammer, as you would put it, even though he is.
And completely different from what a lot of other people doing too.
Bingo.
Meaning to say we can't comprehend even what he's doing because he's trying to us as a community for black people to do for ourselves. A lot of those people that you mentioned is really more of a business like. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we're doing like, for a business. They make you think to do like a business. He's saying Dr. Umar is saying collectively, let us pool together. Let us pay for our own destiny. Let us pay for our own freedom. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little different from, that's why, as you can say, he's doing, something a little more different from what these other cats are doing.
Correct. And your other so-called leaders, they're just simply getting money from the government. If you are
business as usual.
Business as usual. Business as usual. And you have to follow a certain criteria. You have to follow a certain criteria. He's the only person that hasn't followed any criteria at all. Namely, having purchasing a school without government funds. You're not even government exempt. But although
right.
yes, you do have to do certain things. Unfortunately, you do, because it can't be helped.
we can't fully escape the full government system, but we could dodge and weave around it. You know what I'm saying? For our own thing. We can't fully escape it. We know, but we could dodge and weave around it. My bad. Go ahead.
Correct. You cooking.
Yeah, we could dodge and weave around it. You know what I mean? But as I say, I think this is what flies over people's head. Because as Dr. Umar said, we are not accustomed to doing stuff like this at all.
No.
This is something we may think is because it's a school or whatever. Oh, this one got a charter school. Oh, this one got a school that he get there. And this one, you know what I mean? He's doing something slightly different. You know what I'm saying?
And
that's what it taking longer.
And think of it in this perspective. Often people say, well, he keeps begging. Well, you keep putting your money that you have worked hard for in the hands of your hands back into the hands of your government.
Your oppressor.
Your oppressor, instead of spending it with yourselves. And that's the one thing that he's at. Well, not just him. There are others who absolutely have taught you this, and one of them was Marcus Garvey, has taught you to become independent of yourselves, to spend money for yourselves. Dr. Claude Anderson told you to spend that money in your communities, which you don't do. I've had countless people often tell me, if the product ain't good, who gives a shit about the product? It's about the building of your. I mean, give or take. Listen, give or take. We still have people who have online stores to this day. You have completely ignored. But white folks have no problem buying your product. White folks have no problem trying to fit in where they can get in. In order for all these entrepreneurs to survive, they have to sell the product to someone. And the first ignorant ass nigga who says no because the product may not be good. Well, how would you know? How would you know if you haven't even tried? How would you know if you haven't even looked? And so white folks are buying up your stuff. It's a damn shame. Go ahead.
Yeah. You know, I was in a chat room the other day on this thing called Fanbase, and hey, they was on me hard because I was defending Dr. Umar. You know what I'm saying? They was on me hard. But when I asked them the question, so okay, we don't have Dr. Umar, we don't have thing. What do we do? These people had no clue what.
None.
Not one damn clue.
None. And you keep and another thing that keeps pissing me off. They say that he doesn't work inside the school. Well, there are various clips throughout YouTube that you can do your own research on that he's always inside the school working.
Many times. Many
times. And you've seen many people come in and out of that school.
Right.
Where was your bleeding? Where was your concern for him? Where was your main concern for him when he was being vandalized more than one occasion? Where was your bleeding concern for him where he had took down at one point in time he had took down those wooden boards off of the windows and had to put them back up because some dumbass had to throw a brick through the damn window? Where was your bleeding heart when he had put the books into the big gymnasium over there, and the roof was being set on, and some of that shit was being set on fire because somebody went in there statistically the first time around, somewhere around 2019, 2020, and absolutely burned the roof down off of there. all the water that he had to get out of that gymnasium, the pipes that he had to replace, the electricity that he had to repair. Where was all your bleeding heart for him then? This is the reason why it's so hard. And this is the reason why I say I absolutely don't give a shit anymore of when he's going to be opening up anything anymore.
Exactly.
It shouldn't even have to. It's not an issue for me anymore because I really don't care.
Yeah.
Because you're on how ungrateful you are. You're totally ungrateful. But yet you'll follow you kiss this white man's ass for years. Because he's giving you something, an illusion. He's giving you an illusion that you can be this and you can be that. The only thing you can be is a janitor. The only thing you can be is most likely, hell, a carpenter if you can get one of those jobs. See, I'm telling you right now, they love their boys. The person who's in charge, mostly a white man, the person who's in charge loves their boys because they know how to do the work and they know how to do the work right. Never mind teaching them how to do the electric work. Never mind how to teach them how to do the plumbing. Never mind teaching them how to do anything. Welding. There's always a goalpost being moved. So I often say to people, if you learn a system, learn it to its maximum, and then own some shit. Then give your people and your people's people a chance at something. But you have to be certified. You have to be certified. You gotta dot your I's and dot your I's and bat your Q's and everything. And you got to learn the business in and out. Yes, I often said that Umar's not a good businessman. Never was. He's a good educator, great educator, bad businessman. But he's learning. He's learning, but with the freezing of his accounts, which people say that it's not real. I've had my account frozen.
Yeah, but look at this too. The level of sabotage that is going on. Let me tell you.
Oh no. Because to the black community, it's an excuse. Right. I could tell you that somebody broke into the FDMG Academy, just like they broke into King Randall's school. Oh, it's an excuse. Open up the school. It could be set on fire. It's like, no, it's tragic. Ah, well, open up the school. For what?
I gave $2 10 years ago. Why is that open up?
I gave $2 10 years ago. Where is it? I want my money back.
One time.
Somebody,
yeah, and that's
told
what
me the other day. Yo, Blaze, somebody told me the other day, right? That they gave $25. And I want 30 back. I'm like, nigga, if you don't
and that's the sabotage. That's the sabotage, Loc. These people are so sick because now that they have this passionate hate for Dr. Umar, they're calling the bank saying, oh, I give this money, you know what I mean? And when you have people doing that, you're sabotaging the man account. If somebody come and call and say, hey, this person, I gave this person, I didn't make this transaction. You know how messed up that is? You know what I'm saying? So if that's the sabotage going on, petty and devious type of sabotage on our brother. You know what I'm saying? Devious sabotage. If somebody called and say, hey, on my account right now and say, hey, I didn't make this charge. I gave $5, but I didn't think. You know what the bank is going to investigate into that. And imagine if there's numerous calls like that now. Guess what the bank might do? You know what I'm saying? So these are the things that people gotta like really You know, I know, as I say, even though we make say all these things, they don't give one damn, because we don't want to take our future seriously at all. We don't want to take our future seriously. We want to still live in the same cycle, and we got no smoke for all these other foreign entities. The Chinese come open up his shop, you spend your money by him, you don't ask him a squat. Hey, where that money going? Where's this? Where's that? I've buy from you for 10 million times. Where is it? The Arab come and open up his store. Hey, I pay. Where's that money going? How? None of that. No smoke. The Indian man come and do whatever he got to do. Open up whatever. Oh, no smoke. No asking for where's the accountability for all that money I've been shopping with you. What did you do for our community? You know what I'm saying? All these people open up stores, open up things, create businesses to take from us, and we ask for no accountability with them. None.
Amen. Let me ask you something. What are your feelings? How do you feel when people disrespect your people, disrespect your nationality, disrespect your heritage, as if you are not what's the word I'm looking for? Not aboriginal, that's the wrong word. That you are not a lineage.
Oh, you mean the FBA thing?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Look, my take on that, I don't mind you delineating or acknowledging your tribe. That I don't have no issues like with that. Because I'll be honest with you, we as Black people, we are the only ones who are in a racial dilemma. Because even in the Caribbean and other, most Black places, we have a big racial dilemma because of what has been done to us. Here I am from the Caribbean. I could tell somebody, hey, you Black or African? In the Caribbean, is that they don't want to hear, oh, I African, I know Black, I'm Trinidadian, I'm Jamaican, I'm Haitian. You know what I mean? They want to be represented as what their nation is. So I see the dynamics in that. I see we have our racial dilemma. But guess what? Even the FBA themselves have a racial dilemma, because I came up here and I asked, hey, you Black? I'm not Black. Black is the color of a crayon. I'm more. I'm Shinnecock. I'm whatever. I'm Indian. I'm Native. They have the racial dilemma too.
You have four grandfathers. You have four grandfathers. You have 8 grandfathers. You have 16 great grandfathers.
Yeah, so I see that. We as Black people are in a racial dilemma because of what has been done to us. Our identity has been stolen from us. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. I get why we all, thing. As I say, I know they're trying to make it seem like, oh, we Caribbean people are anti-Black, but even the lineage up here, the Black people of FBA, some of them are anti-Black in a sense. You know what I'm saying? As I say, you call them Black, they don't want to hear, I ain't no Black, I ain't no African, I ain't the color of a crayon, I'm Native, I'm indigenous. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Moor. You know what I mean? They have their own racial dilemma going on. So I get it. And if you want to distinguish yourself as as a FBA or whatever, lineage you want to claim, hey, I have no issues kind of with that. The only issue I have is that when that turns into a hate against other people. You know what I'm saying? Like it turns into like a hate, because now it kind of gets into like, I don't like you. Oh, not because you're from my lineage, I must dislike you now. You know what I mean? So it's almost, I've seen like it does get like that, like if I'm from another lineage, I can't be around you. You know what I'm saying? Say if we Black too, but because I'm from maybe another island, I may not, I ain't saying it's all of them. I'm not saying it's all, people with that up here with the FBA with that. There is some of them though, they really don't want you in their mix at all. You know what I'm saying? If you're not part of their lineage, they don't want you in their mix. I'm like, okay, you know, that part is like, okay, you know, it don't gotta get that serious. You know what I'm saying? It don't gotta like go there like that. Yes, fine. You want to be you? Fine, be your own. You know, that's the tribe you want to be called and named. Fine, no problem. But if you're gonna result it to like, hey, that means I can't be talking to you, or we can communicate. Then that's a big, you know, that's a big no-no. And if you're going to disrespect Pan-African, and Pan-African ain't do nothing for us, and you know what I mean, that kind of talk, now I can't rock with you with that. You know what I mean? That's a disrespect to thing. You know, Pan-African is an ideology. It's not, you could be whatever black person you want, whatever nation you want. If you want to be FBA to Trinidadian, Jamaican, whatever African nation, the ideology is just, hey, us as, you know, as black people or whatever, African people, you know, just sharing ideas and linking up with each other to create something better for us. Because whether we like it or not, we're the ones who've been, you know what I mean? Whether whatever name we call ourselves or whatever lineage we call ourselves, we're the ones who getting, you know, disrespected and looked down upon and targeted. You know what I'm saying? We're the ones who getting targeted because, you know, not because of our lineage or whatever, is, you know, our blackness or whatever, stuff like that, our race and thing. So we, Pan-African is just us kind of uniting on a certain level for us to come out of this, you know, entrapment that we in. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's why it is. We gotta start linking up with each other. We gotta start building bridges with each other. When I say bridges, not literal that sense, but bridges where we need to communicate with the Africans. We need to communicate with Caribbean people. Yes, we gotta communicate with, you know, Black America. We gotta communicate with Black Central America, you know, and Black South America. What can we start sharing? What can we start, you know, what planes can we start building for ourselves? Airplanes. I know back in the days, Marcus Garvey talk about building ships, but now we in modern times, yes, we could still build ships because a lot of trafficking with ships and you know, trade. A lot of trade does with ships, but we need to now start getting into airplanes, getting our own airplanes. That's serious. Getting our own airplanes, and that's all part of building our own institutions. Where's our schools? Where's our shops? Where's our banks? Where's our hospital? You know what I'm saying? Where's our airports? I think I hear you say some more airports the other day too. You know what I mean? And just as you say, we don't manufacture no gun, no bullets, no none of that. But we want to go to war? Really?
That last airport that we had was over 10 years ago, and that was in Atlanta.
Oh yeah? So they did have one?
Yeah, they did have one in Atlanta. I'm not familiar with the name, but I remember the actual face when they put that face. When they put that face on top of the actual name that was in the airport, and I almost forgot BET. I don't entertain, but Viacom has that now. Or also the Chinese have that now, because some remember College Hill.
College Hill, so familiar, yeah.
Yes, College Hill was a bunch of black students. Students getting into everything and showing what college life was all about. We didn't have once that got sold, we didn't have that anymore. What happened to your BET Awards? That got shut down. There's something wrong when you have the BET Awards shut down. We have literally nothing. And the one common question that people often ask is, what is our culture? What is our culture? And nobody can come up with a feasible, great answer other than we have great music and we have great food. We produce great food.
Well, yeah, I mean, that question there, yeah, we have a. I do feel there's other area. I know people only go to like music, food, and stuff like that, but there is a lot of great things that within different countries that
I know one. I know one, but I bet you would. I bet people would decline in saying that this is bullshit.
What is this?
Women can nurture as well as heal man.
Right. You mean that's yeah. I see that. I see that, but I feel like a lot of that has been taken away from us too. You know what I'm saying? Women, being that nurturing figure, they're still there. I'm not saying they're not there, but you know what I mean? I feel like a lot of that has been taken away from because we had a big, strong spiritual base. You know what I mean? When it comes to like voodoo or hoodoo or you know what I mean? Or alchemy, all of that tied into a lot of the healing process that women had, you know what I mean? But I wanted to I see Ali again say, will Umar be able to pay $1 million a year to keep the school open?
Oh,
Yeah. But Ali, that's why we have to keep supporting. Our freedom is not free. Our
freedom,
right
boy.
to rule our own destiny is not free. Sometimes I don't like to bring up other nations, but this is what Marcus Garvey said too. If we cannot do what other nations have done, if we cannot do what other races have done, we best have died. That's what Marcus Garvey said. You know what I'm saying? We have to do for ourselves. The Jews do for themselves. The Indians do for themselves. The Chinese do for themselves. The Russians do for themselves. All these nations do for themselves.
Thanks.
This is the part where it ain't clicking with us. We want, okay, but how we can get the millions to pay for school? Well, hey, as I say, if Dr. Umar failed, that means I fail. I fail as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because we as Black people, as a collective people, we have to do for ourselves. We have to want this. We have to need this. You know what I'm saying? We have to do this.
All right, give us a minute. Give us a minute while the princess comes in, while the queen, excuse me, comes in here.
Blessings, Empress. Blessings, Empress.
Yes, Tanya, how are you and Hammer Nation doing?
Oh, I'm fine. I've been doing this story about this killing that happened on about Charlie Kirk and everything. I'm going to do live on that again. He's still in. His father ratted him out. He told his father that he did it, and the father said to him, "Turn yourself in." And the son said, "I'd rather kill myself than turn myself in." Well, he's in jail now.
Really?
Yeah, but like I said, We-On-Loc Nation, if the guy was Black, they would have shot him dead to rights, and not say nothing about it. I'm just saying.
I did not know that. I did
Oh,
not.
I thought you know that, Lock. No, you didn't hear they catch him.
No, not about the father. No.
Yeah, the
I already
father.
told. I meant to do the other. I was into the other thing that allegedly.
It was a family friend that called, and the father saw his picture, and he knew it was him. And he told his son to turn himself in, and the son said to the father, "I'd rather kill myself than turn myself in." But the father convinced him to turn himself in, and now he's locked up for now. And but like I said, if the guy was Black, they would have shot him dead to rights in the street and hung him up. I'm just saying.
But Queen, did you hear anything about him allegedly being some sort of transgender? The guy, the shooter.
I heard about
allegedly.
that. I never really heard about that transit. I've heard of somebody mentioned it, but I never really heard that the person, his roommate, was transgender.
Right, the shooter, is he actually transgender, or you're not sure? Because I've
I'm
been
not
hearing that
sure.
floating around, but I don't know how true
I
it
don't
is.
know. I don't know, Raj. I don't know if he's transgender or not, but I don't really care at this point. But right now, everybody's on freaking edge right now. You know, you may disagree with the dude. I don't care. I don't know what his politics was, but he shouldn't have got shot for his efforts there. That's what I'm saying. I may disagree with the dude, and I may not like Donald Trump, which I don't. And you know, he'll meet his maker one of these days. And
You're gonna piss off Maurice, Montrese. Montrese said at that, I forgot what I think it was like a year ago, almost a year ago. He said a little bit to the right. I'm like, what? A loss of life? Really? But
that's how people are now, because they got these videos cheering that the guy's dead, and TikTok and all these other social medias is trying to take these things down. You know, but you know, as for me, I'm gonna be live later on today, and because I got to go to work tomorrow for one day, and I'll be back. But hey, We-On-Loc Nation, thank you for having me up here, man. And I like to say, in the famous words of Captain Murdoch of Lethal Weapon, I'm too old for this shit, and everybody else can rot in heck. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bless.
Bless her. Yeah, you remember you said that, chick. You remember when
sure
you
did.
said that.
I sure did. Listen, the shooter, the guy that shot Charlie, I wish he would have been the shooter for Trump.
Hey, but guess what? They don't even talk about that shooter for Trump anymore. Did they kill him?
No,
What did they catch him? What was the deal with that again? I forget. Oh, yeah.
But
did they catch that guy?
Why they don't talk about it? You know why they don't bring it up?
Real quick, he shot, missed, and then started firing multiple rounds. The weird thing about that was security. That was the only weird thing, because they don't know how to protect shit. They really don't.
They don't.
This is what you go ahead.
No, but what you were saying about the guy who shot the
Montrese knows. He's the only one that knows.
It's just Trump, for real, bro. That was Trump set that up for sympathy votes. I be telling people that. Oh, I know so, bro.
Okay, but wait, did they kill him, or he was still alive, or they got him in custody? He's locked up.
They have him in custody. The same way that he caught the second guy that was hiding in the bushes when he was he was at the golf course.
Oh yeah, that one, yeah.
Same one. So, but
I mean, man, you get shot, and then you put this bandage on your ear, and then the next day the bandage is on the other ear. That's fake, bro.
Okay, I didn't see that. I didn't see that part there, though, you know. But what about? Listen, I have a little conspiracy. What about if there is a white war going on, in a way, a white covert war against each other, and they're doing little tit for tats? You know what I'm saying?
That's been happening.
Right. Maybe you're right. Yeah, I think, you know, because that guy who killed the insurance guy, the Luigi guy, you know what I mean, and then you had, you know, you see these like little random killings of white, you know, of you know, these white people and stuff like that, you know, all like the girl now too, who got, you know, stabbed like 2 days before or whatever. Like it just seemed like
the one on
random.
the plane. Just random shit. Yeah.
No, not a plane. But the one on the train. The train.
She's an immigrant. She's an immigrant.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's a white immigrant. She's an immigrant,
right.
And she's white. She was considered white. You know what? It wouldn't really matter to them. It's the skin. What did Paul Mooney say? Montrese. He said, "You got the protection for the complexion for the collection."
Right. Exactly.
Facts.
Exactly.
But
That's how I go.
with this conclusion, because we don't know fully what happened, what this situation is, or what's going to happen in the next week or so. All I know is you have a white man that is being praised upon the right, whether it be black folks or white folks, and yet we still have nothing. We have nothing.
Nothing. You're
What-
right. Very
ball
true.
play, the average the average ball player makes what? 500,000 to $1 million a year. Your top superstars, especially who won the NBA finals, they get paid over millions and millions of dollars. Michael Jordan is still getting paid millions. And we have what to show for that?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Just as we say, where's our institutions? Where's our airplanes? Where's our schools? Where's our supermarkets? Where there's a video. I think I told this already. Go ahead.
Oh, wait! I almost forgot. We do have something. We have Tyler Perry Studios.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's a good institution. Hey, hey, I'm proud of that. Yeah, hey, we got that. You know what I'm saying?
You proud of a man who is absolutely can write scripts about dudes having sex with other dudes. Prostitutes,
now you gotta put it that way.
Prostitutes, liberals, baby mamas, racists, pickaninny, the nanny, the snitch. Anybody seen Precious? Anybody seen Precious? The Juicy Smooths of the world. Yeah, we're really cooking now, guys. We're really cooking.
Yeah. No, I look, I'll be honest with you. I don't really have no smoke for like Tyler Perry and these guys. But just like what you were saying just now, to me, all of them are like the same. You have ball players, you have all these people with millions of and I don't like to knock people with millions of dollars, but I'm just saying, like, we have the finance, but for some reason this finance can't really create real institutions for our communities. You know what I'm saying? Listen, when I'm down here, like in these sides here, I go to a lot of these gated communities. I'm like, look at this wealth. Now, a lot of these gated communities, I'm not saying like there's no black person in them. There's maybe a handful, but majority of them is, the Caucasian race. And when you go to them, this is $1 million places. I'm like, where are we? So it seems like the more higher you go in the economical ladder, the less black people is there. You know what I'm saying? But that shows the wealth that they have. That's why the wealth gap is so huge. And that's something that I feel like we got to fix. We have to fix that. And the only way we're going to fix it, I say, is us by us creating our own institutions and doing for ourselves.
You know how huge that will be? Do you know how far? I mean, we'll be not even ahead because we're damn near 300 years behind. But just how we can get started. And
but I think it's a sabotage though.
And we will never and check this out. Even if we created Dubai, right? At Dubai for ourselves. We will never see that in our lifetime. We will never see it because it's too much to build. right?
Right. No, I think, I'll be honest with you. I think it could happen. I think it could happen. Listen, I was looking at China, and I was so amazed. I didn't realize. I mean, I know China had developments, but China is super developed now.
You
I
know why?
remember in the 90s when I used to look at how China was. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying they had stuff, but China was looking, with the sweatshops and all kind of things. You look at China now, the state of the art, everything.
Mm-hmm.
All their major cities, state of the art, everything. I'm like, what? What the hell? Within a matter of 20 or 30 years, China has surpassed so much things and achieved
They're
things.
far advanced. They are way
Right.
far
They have
advanced.
achieved so much things. And listen, we can do it. I just believe that we can do it, King. But I know, yes, I do get there's an element of sabotage amongst us. And we know, our, as they say, our is now self-induced on us now. Our hatred is so self-induced now. So every little thing now, and especially when somebody say, let's get free, let's get out of here, let's do our own. The first thing, the hatred is so self-induced on us now. Now we will do every little thing to sabotage that. And our hatred is so passionate. Our hatred is so passionate and petty.
Are you happy, content, you sad, or you have a different a different opinion on what Abraham Taribe is doing right now?
No, I'm happy for that. I'm of course. Listen, I'll be honest with you, Locke. I personally, I just learned to look at a lot of things. Like, I don't like to knock our black people. You know what I mean? Whether sometimes, I don't like to knock our black people in certain things. You know what I mean? You see, like when you see with Tyler Perry, I get it. Yeah, he maybe, with the Coonings a little bit, and other ball players and basketball players and football players, Charles Barkley and whatnot, a lot of them with a Coonish thing. But I like to still congratulate a brother for, for doing his thing. It's just that the messed up part where it is we don't have like a real collective thought with us. Like, hey, you're going to take your money and you're going straight to, with and build with the other nation. You're not taking your money. And I get, yes, because our people don't have much wealth, it becomes very difficult for us to build with our people. You know what I'm saying? Because of the level of hatred we have. But I hate to say it like that, but I think our approach has to be very different. We have to find a way to build ourselves up. We have to find a way to build ourselves up. You know what I mean? So we don't be in this predicament where, like, hey, I come in to do business with my brother Locke, or the other brother on the channel here with me, or whoever else. Let's build
Don't
something.
want to do no business. He just want to murk people. He just want to murk people.
Who?
Montrez, he wants to murk people.
Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like
senators.
Yeah, I want to. I know all of that. I don't want to get into that. But I'm just saying, like, we need to start building with each other. But I think we have a lot of deep psychological problems that we're going through. That's why we're not able to, like,
as well as spiritual. Yes.
And a spiritual, yeah, that we have to, like, kind of work out we have to build with each other, whether we like it or not. We have to communicate with Africans. We have to communicate with Caribbean people. We have to find a way to link with each other and build ourselves up, despite how you may feel, about, how you feel about certain people, leadership or whatever. Because as I say, when you go to your boss job, when you go to the white man job, yes, boss, what we gonna do? Oh yeah, we gonna build this company good. Yeah, you're jumping, skipping, everything. You know what I mean? To make sure that this boss, his business do good. You know what I'm saying? His business do good, his business rise, and yeah, okay, I'm part of the company.
And if his business don't do good, then we don't do good. Like,
Tell you
who's we? So who's we? I'm getting
if
kind
I
of
hear you.
irritated on this we
And
stuff.
guess what?
What?
Right, right. Yeah, I tell you, I feel as there's ways that we gotta do things for us. You know what I'm saying? We really gotta
Yeah,
start
but,
take
but
we
before
gotta
but
get serious
before
and
we can
stop the
do that,
bullshit.
and I got a little bit of a delay, but no, but before we can strategize what we need to do, we gotta kink out some of the BS. Number one, if we can't involve our women, then there ain't no strategizing on shit.
Now women
Let's
they
start
gotta be in
there.
there. They gotta be in there, definitely. But you know what hurting me now too?
What?
Lock, that whole women thing. See, and I don't like to put it out there, but that's I know that listen, yes, there's good relationship right now with men and women, but notice a lot in the social media now. There's a lot of back and forth with men and women. This power dynamics. You know what I mean? We know in a dilemma. We as as black people with our women, we in such a power dynamics now with them, and it's all over the internet. You know what I'm saying? No,
Yep.
you see like other races, they're with their women and the men and the women relation. I ain't saying it's every one of them, but their men women relationship dynamic, they overstand each other. You know what I'm saying? They overstand each other, and both of them know their rules, so they don't have to
Mm-hmm.
come out in this public here and you just, as I say, all these talk, these podcasts now. Hey, why these women don't submit to the man? This, that. Oh, they think they're the boss chick, and
They
it's
don't
such a
need
big,
they don't need
yeah.
no
It's
one.
no one, yeah. So it gets
That's
so, yeah, it gets so like our relationship got like really haywire now. And that's what's showing up in the social media. And now is a big divide with us now. You know what I'm saying? There's a big
well,
divide with us men and women.
it's good that we have a panel now that can address all that. But the only way that the channel can get even bigger is if you like, share, 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 and subscribe. That's the only way we can kink out these issues. And I mean, Rome wasn't created overnight. Rome was not created overnight. So the only way we can smooth out these issues and separate ourselves from these people, these individuals, especially these red pill knuckleheads, is that we come on to certain platforms, not just mine, but others, and can build relationships, learn how to build a relationship once more. We're not creating relationship. They don't even like the word partner. What the
Yeah, yeah,
hell
yeah,
type of people don't like the word
yeah,
partner?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
that's
We
an
not, we not.
expression of emotion. That ain't got nothing to. Oh, she's my wife. She ain't nothing but a wife. She's also your friend. She's
Right,
your friend, your confidant. You can come to her in any need. You're
right,
supposed to anyway. But
right.
you get offended when the word partner comes up. You get offended when you say, "Well, okay, if I'm your partner, then we just need to get a divorce."
Hmm. Right,
Well,
right.
you don't you need a you know how we can build generational wealth. This is how we can build generational wealth. You can quit your job, right? Because you make 2 times as much as I do, and I have a startup kid, right? You sell your shares, right? You sell your shares, give them to me, right? And I will be able to go ahead and and be the entrepreneur that I want myself to be. I'm like, nigga. But before that, once I get my business up off the ground, you can quit your job and work for me. Like, huh? First of all, how backwards are you? You know who's actually creating generational wealth right now and don't even know it? Black women are. But it could be so, you know how far we would be right now if the men would stop complaining and stop complaining and stop complaining and start doing things for themselves that they can actually, I mean, of course they have to build upon their money. You got to keep making that money, saving that money, saving up for your money for your dream to come true. And once you develop that money, you know how far along you would be along with the person that you're with, and both of you could create generational wealth for yourselves. You know how far along we would be.
Yeah.
But some of them don't want to see that. We're the alpha male dogs. We should be the only one creating this generational wealth. These women are just unruly. I'm like, well, if the women are unruly, then what are you?
Yeah. Well, I think it's because, as I say, I feel, as Black people, I'll be honest with you, we don't have that wealth. You know what I'm saying? And as long as, and we in a future times with technology, with a lot of things now, things revealing, we are aware of so many things. And we as, Black men, we don't have that wealth. You know what I'm saying? We don't have that wealth. And, for generations, a lot of us didn't have wealth. A lot of us didn't know about money, like that, and how the system itself working and operating. So the dynamics kind of put us in a real, like, I feel like a bad spot with our significant other, our wife, our partner, or the person we have a relationship with. You know what I'm saying? Because of our wealth. It put us in a thing where it may have forced the woman now to go out and seek wealth herself.
Yes.
So now she's the boss. She's the boss B. You know what I'm saying? She's the boss B. But you know how, and now the dynamics is, when as a men have the wealth, we share it with the women. But I guess they're saying, like, when the women have the wealth, they're not sharing it with no man. You know what I mean? That kind of way.
You're not wrong.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't like to bring that up. I don't like to say these things
for
because
a very, very long time now. You are not wrong. You are 100%
right. And I don't like to say, because I don't, I love women. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like to be any kind of disrespectful to any women, or, because every woman have their own little opinions. But you know what I mean?
But of course, us panderers. I mean, I guess if I want to have to say this, I really don't care. If we're actually panderers, you and I mean, I guess we could just accept the women over here. I guess we can accept the women anywhere, and we can make a coup for ourselves. If you have such an issue with a woman making 2 times as my wife makes 2 times as me, and I've been married to her for over 16 years, almost 16 years. I have no issues with that. It doesn't bother me.
That don't bother me either. That stuff like that don't bother me. You know what I'm saying?
Why would it bother you? For the simple fact that your manhood's been taken away from you, by her or by him? By her being a black woman, or by him being a white man?
Right.
Why do you take issue with that? Your civil rights were taken away from you a long time ago, and there were those individuals who took that back. But because of their sacrifice, you didn't follow suit. And when you didn't follow suit, they were absolutely going to make sure that there was not another Messiah. They were absolutely positively going to make sure that there was no such things as a Thurgood Marshall.
Right.
Instead, they gave you the Jesse Jacksons, and they gave you Al Sharpton, and they gave you Ben Carson, along with the Officer Tantrums of the world, who absolutely positively loves white folks with his black ass. Get the fuck out of here.
Right.
I got shit to do. I got kids to raise. I got social media for the right reasons, to get with the right people, so we can come up with a plan, a strategy to build Black America.
Right.
And if we can't build it here, damn it, we'll build it somewhere else. But isn't it somebody that said, without struggle there is no progress? I believe somebody said that.
Right. I think it's Frederick Douglass, something like that, right? Who said something like that?
Frederick Bailey, aka Frederick Douglass.
Right.
But you disrespect that man. And you disrespect Marcus Garvey for his strategy. Almost worked. Almost put into play, but because of, well, I have to say,
but guess what?
I'm just saying.
But,
I hate to put other people out there in their business.
I want to tell you, like, I know you say it almost worked, but I'll be honest with you, that is a working plan. That is an actual working plan. It is. You know what I'm saying? It's for us to apply it. We have to apply it. You know what I'm saying? And that's where we lose off, when we ain't applying it. You know? Because we're not applying it, because here you have to realize, all when that was happening, it was going in motion, and whatever the case is, okay, they sabotage the movement, whatever, with Marcus Garvey and all these things, they try to sabotage him, deport him and whatnot. It was working all the time. It was working all the time up until the civil rights movement. You know what I'm saying? You have to realize it has always been working. But when the civil rights movement happened, and I'm not going to civil rights movement, I'm just saying that that's the point where, you know, when we started to know the so-called integration type of thing, you know what I mean? Where instead of us asking and saying, hey, you have to fund our schools to get, fund everything else, all this tax money that going, put it into our infrastructure and our things so we could develop ourselves. But we integrated into their society. We went, we stopped doing our schools, we stopped doing our shops, we stopped doing our, doing for ourselves. It was always, keep in mind, Pan-African, all what we was doing was always working. Up until the 70s, 60s, 70s is when, the whole civil rights thing, a lot of that stuff, thing, because keep in mind, they used to sabotage us all the time. They mash up our towns. You know what I mean? Come into our neighborhoods, lynch us.
And introduced us to the Freaknik.
Right. So, now we come into this modern time and think, if we apply it, it can work. If we apply it, it can work. But we don't apply it, because we don't own Walmart, we don't own Target, we don't, we work there, we may have a supervisor position there, whatever, but we don't really own them things.
Bottom
You know what I'm
line,
saying?
until I see somebody truly building something without government funds, then you can miss me with the bullshit. You can personally miss me with all this cowardly shit that I personally hear off the internet, which I'm getting sick and tired of hearing.
Right. And I don't mind you
I mean,
building something with government funds, It's not everything, that you just there's things you could do with government funds. But when we're talking about like real institutions, real
right.
establishments, we
Mhm.
have to do it. We have to do for ourselves. We have to do for ourselves.
Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in the next, I say, couple of weeks from now with this whole Charlie thing, because they are still praising that man to this very day, and there are those who I have an issue with, not too much, and because but this is a distraction. This is just another distraction from another white supremacist, which hardly, I would say, 70% of the black population never knew about.
Right.
But this is
Right.
clearly
I mean, I've
another.
saw him. I've saw him on videos, but to me, he wasn't like that. Like this big, big
I know,
figure to
I
me.
know.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like he was maybe up and coming, but not like huge, huge, huge
But you
like
know
that.
why you know why they consider him big, because he was basically addressing the same talking points that the black community,
Yeah,
infiltrating in the
he's there
black
talking
community is
peace.
this. Yes, exactly.
He's there talking peace. He's the left and the right talking peace. Those the white supremacists, who may be afraid, or who acted liberals, who may be acting like they're a friend and all this. He was there talking peace. You know what I'm saying? He's saying what you really want to say as a white person, them kind of ways.
Yep,
You
yep,
know what I
yep.
mean? That's what he was. He was that. And all of that too. I'm telling you, Locke, we are such in a psychological issue that we got to learn to like come out of it, because sometimes we feel like we're doing something, but we just going into a bigger trap. You know what I'm saying? We're going into a bigger trap. That's why we have to do for ourselves. That's why they started to bomb our communities. That's why they started to more lynch our communities. That's why they started to sabotage our communities, because they realized that you leave us, do for ourselves, we will do for ourselves. We're not this black crime and all kind of thing. We will do for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We will do
And
for ourselves.
there you have it in a nutshell. What are your last words?
Yes, my people. Yo, Locke, give thanks once again for having me on your program. you know People could check me out as Ras Fireblaze on my channel. I mean, I don't really put up much as before, but I do now and then I put up various content. But I want
We'll
to
be there.
thank you, man. Another great program. You're doing a good thing, my brother. You know what I mean? And I just want to say thank you to all the audience who was commenting and thing. Even though we disagree on certain things or whatever the case is, we are still, we're still brothers and sisters, same way. So, we still are trying our best to uplift each other and everything. And, we want better for our people. I want better for my people. Despite if I disagree with you or not, I want my people to be in a better place than what we in. You know what I'm saying? So we must realize and utilize our full potential as men and women of this earth in this time, you know what I mean? And on this planet, rise to every occasion. Bless.
Bless. And that we'll just end that shit right there, because obviously there's some cowards yet amongst us that don't want to share their view in the spotlight. For those who aren't in that number of people who would vastly disagree or vastly agree that Umar is this and Umar is that, or Charlie Kirk is a saint other than a sinner, or he's a sinner than a saint. we still have all these particular cowards who are making nothing but content, but yet won't face the opposite of those who actually disagree with them. But we have some brave souls who came up and absolutely stepped up to the plate. And I have nothing but respect for them, even though we will agree to disagree on a lot of things, on some things, but at least we had dialogue. This is not clout. I do this once or twice a week. This ain't clout for me. This is actually entertainment. But I don't entertain this I'm not going to entertain this for very long, because yet again, from here on in, and listen to me very carefully. From here on in, I do not care when he opens that damn school. I do not care anymore, because of the simple fact y'all don't care. Because all you do is make videos all day, every day about certain distractions. Yes, there were times where he put himself in the mix. Yes, there were times where he was completely in the wrong for certain things, other than family. When it comes to family, which is none of my fucking business and shouldn't be none of yours either. It's a distraction, nevertheless. If you really cared, you would have asked that man who's like, what can we do for you, brother? What can we do for you? Came up to this school and said, let's get this shit done. But instead, there are those, and we all know who those people are, froze his accounts, froze his GoFundMe, got rid of his GoFundMe, got rid of his Cash App. Those were resources to opening up the FDMG Academy. And with a commercial building that size and that built, we haven't even renovated. He hasn't even renovated the high school yet. And the high school is bigger than the elementary school. It doesn't matter anymore. So don't come up to me and ask me anymore about when this fucking school is going to open. Use your fucking imaginations. Whatever you put up there, if you put up there never, then let it be never. But that's your downfall. I asked him years ago, I said, why do you even bother? He says, because it's for not only for the kids, but it's for my people, even though they're so fucking unselfish. You're a disgrace. But yet you'll praise this white boy all day long. I bet you agree. Right? I bet you agree to most things that Charlie Kirk has told black folks, even though it's the same old talking points that Richard Spencer put out there in the atmosphere. The same talking points that Rush Limbaugh and all these other white ringers, even Ben Carson, has put out there. That judge, what's his name? A wannabe judge anyway. I'm not talking about Judge Joe Brown. There's another particular judge, even though Judge Joe Brown has turned into the coon of all coons. You support him. You support them. You have nothing. We have nothing to show for it. We have nothing to compete with white folks with. Nothing. Nothing. We have nothing but our mouths, and we run our mouths and continue to run our mouths on a platform that isn't even owned by us. How does that feel? No, but we're going about our daily lives doing God knows what. Especially when I pick people up from the airport and the first place they want to go is to a dispensary shop. Until we can do right by our women, until we can change our strategies and change our ways, I don't see the point. We're lost. We need, forget Umar. We need a resurrection of Joe Clark. We need a resurrection of Joe Clark. It'll be so smooth. So freaking smooth. I only wish that a Joe Clark would exist. I only wish that a Joe Clark would exist. But hey, you probably wouldn't listen to a Joe Clark any damn way. You wouldn't. You wouldn't listen to him. But I digress. I'll play this and I'll get out of here. But I thank all of you for once again supporting me, supporting my craziness. But again, it's not about me. It's about building. I build relationships over here. I do. It's not all perfect, but I try my best to build relationships over here. Now, with that being said, some of y'all need this fella played by Morgan Freeman.
Anticipation of your arrival, Ms. Levias, your other vice principal, and I have appointed an executive committee to oversee certain areas where we have noted a need for improvement.
You think you can run this school? If you could, then I wouldn't be here, would I? No one talks in my meetings. No one! You take out your pencils and write. I want the name. Drug dealer and miscreant who's done nothing but take this place apart on my desk by noon today. Reverend Slappy. Yes, sir. You are now the chief custodian, Reverend Slappy. You will scour this building clean. Graffiti goes up, it's off the next day. Is that clear?
Yes, sir, the very next day.
Detention students can help you. Let them scrub this place for a while. And tear down those cages in the cafeteria. You treat them like animals, that's exactly how they'll behave. This is my new Dean of Security, Mr. William Wright. He will be my avenging angel as you teachers reclaim the halls. This is an institution of learning, ladies and gentlemen. If you can't control it, how can you teach? Discipline is not the enemy of enthusiasm. Mr. Zarella.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Zarella, you are now my new head football coach. Mr. Darnell. Stand up, Mr. Darnell. Mr. Darnell will be your assistant. You know why you're being demoted, Mr. Darnell? Because I'm sick and tired of our football team getting pushed all over the field. Thank you, sit down. I want precision. I want a weight program. And if you don't like it, Mr. Darnell, you can quit. Same goes for the rest of you. You've tried it your way for years, and your students can't even get past the minimum basic skills test. That means they can hardly read. They've given me less than 1 year, 1 school year to turn this place around, to get those test scores up, So the state will not take us over to perform the task which you have failed to do, to educate our children. Forget about the way it used to be. This is not a damn democracy. We are in a state of emergency, and my word is law. There's only one boss in this place, and that's me. The HNIC. Our question.